It's obviously a massive and historic week in the U.S. and around the world. Now, when we last got together, it was still an open question as to whether Donald Trump would strike Iran. Now, though, we are in the thick of it. And let me say that we are seeing something I have been waiting almost my whole life to see. An America that has the will to win, particularly against the mullahs of Iran, who have been a nightmare since they took power in a violent coup and revolution, supported, it must be said, by all the leading lights of the global left 47 years ago. Now, though, the nightmare is perhaps close to over. If, and I say if, Donald Trump and America decide to see this thing through. Because when America wants to use its power, it is unmatched. And I thought nothing summed this up better than this periscope footage of an American sub torpedoing an Iranian frigate somewhere off Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean, where it was presumably steaming to get within range of Diego Garcia and the massive American military complex there. Now, I'm not going to lie. I love that that ship was sunk, and the fact that it was apparently a Soleimani-class frigate, named after Qasem Soleimani, the austere religious leader, as the Washington Post famously described him as, but also the terrorist commander Trump saw off in the final days of his first term, well, that's just the icing on the cake. But ironies aside, the pro-Iran left has predictably lost its mind, saying that what we are seeing right now is a violation of international law, because they say, bizarrely, that the ship was international waters, so somehow it should have been untouched. I'm sorry, don't they understand how these things work? I mean, the horror of the U.S. Navy engaging in naval combat. Sheesh. In any case, this thinking is the good news, along with the fact that much of the Iranian military is crushed, their navy at the bottom of the sea, and the U.S. is now apparently dominant in the skies over Iran. The war machine of a country that since 1979 has had as its top priorities killing Americans, killing Jews, and dominating the Middle East with its particular brand of religious fanaticism barely functions anymore. I thought Secretary of State Marco Rubio did a pretty good job laying it out here to an angry press corps, which has decided that Trump should have gone to all 535 members of Congress to get permission to strike, with the hope that the plan wouldn't leak.
Oh, that's not our notification to Congress. Our notification, listen, let me explain to you guys this in simple English. Okay? Iran is run by lunatics, religious fanatic lunatics. They have an ambition to have nuclear weapons. They intend to develop those nuclear weapons behind a program of missiles and drones and terrorism that the world will not be able to touch them for fear of those things. And this is the weakest they've ever been. Now is the time to go after them. The president made the decision to go after them, take away their missiles, take away their navy, take away their drones, take away their ability to make those things so that they can never have a nuclear weapon. That's why the president made this decision. It was the right decision, and the world will be a safer place when these radical clerics no longer have access to these weapons.
Well, he's absolutely right, but, and I want to get right into it with our experts quickly, so I'm going to make this very brief. I am also concerned now that having started this conflict, there is a danger that Trump decides to not go all the way, that he won't go the full regime change, and that the administration might settle for a deeply damaged Iran that promises to stop trying to get nukes, but which still is free to act obnoxiously and can still possibly get away with it. Now, the danger I see is that the tedium of the war, political pressure, and the pressure of oil prices on the economy forces not Iran, but the White House, which has to be far more responsive to its people than a clerical dictatorship in Tehran, well, that all this might force some sort of deal. And let me lay a marker down right now. and say that this would be a world historical mistake. Now, I think Rubio and many in the Trump administration, including Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, get it. Just the other day, Hegseth referred to the radical brand of Shiite Islam driving Tehran's decision-making, especially regarding their desire for nuclear weapons. But there is also the danger of tactical miscalculation. And I think we may be seeing one in the move to push Kurds to attack in western Iran in an attempt to provoke a broader general uprising in the country. Frankly, my read is that this could be a mistake because it risks ethnic conflict rather than regime change. And the Iranian minority group members that I know certainly don't want their country dismembered, even if they want their country back. But if Trump sticks this out, if Trump gets a real regime change, gets Iran to stop making war on its neighbor, allowing the Gulf states to have the breathing room to make peace with Israel, and thus creating peace in the Middle East, well, that might just win the Nobel Prize for Trump that, for whatever reason, he covets so greatly. Who am I kidding? The Nobel Prize? Well, look, you and I both know that even if he does all that, they'll probably give it to, I don't know, a gay Incan maize farmer in Peru who stood up to the local mining company or something like that. But you know what? A guy can dream, can't he?